What's up, party people? How's it going, folks? Brian, Puppy Plex, Whacker, D Sniper. How's it going, gang? Yoy, Makel Clutch, Darth. What's up? Who's hanging out? And what is up? All this to the replay crew as well. Those of you who are watching this in the future. Sky Knight, how's it going? All situated here. Nomad, good to see you. Legend of Light, how's everybody doing today? How's everybody doing this week? Curran, what's happening, folks? Got a big crew today. Sam, good to see you, folks. So I'll tell you what I'm doing. I have started. Well, I'm gonna make a blackwash tutorial, like we've been talking about. What's up, Backyard Legend? How are you, man? Big time. Oh, Ryan, appreciate the dope shirt. Thank you. You know what? I think this. I'm pretty sure I got this shirt the same place that I got that Batman, that other Batman '89 shirt. I think I had it on last time. Pentagram Peter Pan on Instagram. Pentagram Peter Pan. They always have Batman licensed stuff, even though they're kind of a small little, one of those Instagram shops. So anyway, I'm making a blackwash tutorial. Yesterday I recorded the kind of the voiceover, but I was thinking just today while we're hanging out, I can actually also record the process and we'll just do it here, and we're gonna do it to this guy. What do you think? What do we think? Blackwash on this dude all over. I think he could use it all over, top to bottom. So I need to set up my camera. Actually, you know what? Before I do that, you want to see something cool? You guys want to see something cool? I have this physical copy in person. I don't want to spend too much time on it today because I'm going to be inundating you with tons of updates, posts, videos about this, but I got the physical sort of proof copies in hand, and it looks dope. It looks freaking awesome. I was kind of there's some pages in here that are not my favorite pages, and I was hoping just having them printed would improve them, and that has been the case. So big sigh of relief. It's gonna be rad. Here, this page is a Batman animated series kind of reference, but playing out with his sort of art tools. And this is the one, of course, it's extremely relevant to the channel, of course, because it's toys, baby. Freaking rad. Appreciate the feedback, gang. Appreciate the enthusiasm for it. It's really exciting. I'm stoked. I can't wait to show you more. I wish I could, but I want to dole out that sort of information slowly. Don't want to blow the whole wad all in one go, right? Appreciate that, guys. Really do. I can't wait for you to see it. Even those of you who are kind of maybe the topic isn't quite in your wheelhouse. I know some of you are out there in that world, kind of art, design, stuff like that. So the jokes and stuff would play a little bit harder stronger for that crowd. But those of you, I think it'll still be enjoyable for those of you who aren't totally in that world. It's rad. It looks freaking great. I'll show you one more. Let me show you one more because this just cracks me up. This fake movie poster for MCU style live action movie. That's a newspaper page on the other side there. Tons of stuff. 32 pages. So yes, let's get into this blackwash. Let's get into toys. set up my camera here so I can record two things at once. Appreciate the feedback and the enthusiasm, gang. Oh, Tyler, the movie poster reminds me of Jensen Ackles. It was it's inspired by that Drew Struzan style of sort of poster layout and art style, and it was made with combination of photographs and then after the fact. Hey, Tom Bowling, how's it going? I'll pull it back out here in a minute and show you guys again, just in case some more folks pop up. Sky Knight, appreciate that. I'm really excited to, those of you that are just kind of curious about sort of the process and like what went into it and stuff. I think it's fairly common for people, to kind of want to, man, I wish I could make like a comic book. Figuring out how to make that a reality. I can't wait to tell you all about it. Just laying down a little bit of protection here. I don't expect this to be too messy, but just in case, right? Yeah, Whacker. I'll do a behind the scenes vid. I'll probably do that like after the Kickstarter is over and after people like have a chance to get theirs in the mail. Just so I don't want to. I want to preserve that, sort of you get it in your hands and the discovery of just turning the page and seeing what's in there. I don't want to totally. You want to leave some for that getting it out of the box moment. So, but after that's done, I'll do a behind the scenes, a sort of director's commentary kind of thing, show you where my head is at on some of the things that I was trying, because I was trying to do a little bit of something slightly different on every page, with the layouts and do traditional grid layouts and do some more complex ones, and then have like I didn't do any 2-page spreads as far as the art or as far as like the story part. There aren't any like 2-page splash pages or spreads or anything like that. But I was, in some places trying to do certain things with the 2 pages kind of being mirrored or semi, mirrored, or just kind of playing with the format, things like that. So I'll have a lot of insight to share, I think. So is that a good enough angle? Poetplex, you're saying the making of Jaws ruined the movie for you. I love behind the scenes stuff. I've always been a big nerd about that, and we would go to Disney World time to time, like when I was younger, and Universal Studios as well, and that just opened like. I know there. I was the weird kid, who was at Universal Studios and Disney World and stuff, and whereas everyone else was kind of swept up in the fantasy of it all, I was the one geeking out over like, oh, it's somebody's job to make it look like we're in a jungle, or something like that. I just loved that sort of, some kids some kids they want to take apart things and figure out how to put them together. That was me, except in that sort of that fantasy creation sort of realm. I don't have the Death in the Family Joker big time. I haven't been to a Walmart in a while. Are those, and I think those were showing up at Walmarts, right? Um, I am gonna be going to Walmart very soon because oh my god, I can't get my phone out because it's in that thing. Have you folks seen that the McFarlane DC Direct superpowers figures are showing up in stores? Somebody found them in like Tennessee or Kentucky or something. And I'm all of a sudden between the 7-inch page punchers and the superpowers line. The DC Direct stuff right now is some of my most anticipated of the whole year. That superpowers line is, oh my god, guys, I just can't wait. I have, these aren't superpowers over here. These are, because Kenner did superpowers, and then Toy Biz was the kind of legacy line after that of following up in this superpower style. They called them DC superheroes, and this is what I grew up with, guys. This is my shit. Like you would not believe. I cannot wait. It's exactly kind of what I was wanting the 66 figures to be a little bit more like. That true retro style, and apparently they're $9.99 a piece. They're $10. They're dirt cheap. Amazing. I cannot wait. That's some of my most. I mean, because if you've seen the photos they posted of the blister card, and on the back, they have fucking vehicles for the superpowers. Oh my god. I can't wait. I'm gonna lose my mind. And Scott and DC superheroes turned into DCUC. I don't know. I like my personal experience was like the DC superheroes. Oh, and then that transition for me basically into that well, it was Toy Biz at first, the Batman '89 stuff, which and then Kenner came back right for Batman Returns, slightly slightly modified some stuff. They got rid of the knees when Kenner came back for the Keaton stuff. And yeah, what was the name of the Marvel version of the superpowers? Is anybody? I can't remember them. Secret Wars. That was it, right? Yeah. Yeah. Which those were great too. Oh, so you know what? I don't have too many tangible details yet, but within the next couple months, we are going to be moving. So there might be a little period of time where we basically don't have an orange wall. I mean, the plan is we'll move and so everything will be set up probably pretty close. It'll depend on the sort of exact size layout of whatever the toy room will be. It might use that opportunity to make some improvements. Maybe if there's more space, maybe more IKEA cabinets. But this thing is, I like this table being here because of the surface where I can put some of this larger stuff. And then I think you've seen this before. This used to be an old TV. And I took the tube out, and there's like a cat bed in here, but they never really use it because it's just they like higher up perches, better views. But you know what I mean. So I think I'd like to turn this part into a cool dio, make some like rooftop little platforms kind of, and put some lights in there. But yeah, I don't know where it's going. We haven't found a place yet. We're starting to think about it. We're gonna start moving in that direction. Despite we start making plans to get all that to happen. So we'll see. There might be an interesting period of time where it's impromptu. My plan is for really this wall to probably be the last thing that gets um, taken down and moved. But the plan is for there to not really be any much of a hiccup on your end. We'll see if that ends up becoming the case or not. Um, yeah, a lot going on at once. Kickstarter is going to launch next week. Planning to move, keeping things going here. When I go big heavy with the promotion for the comic and the Kickstarter and stuff, I don't want this channel to just all of a sudden just be my Kickstarter platform only. I want to keep it with the toy stuff. That's why I'm trying to do the black wash, the posing video. Make sure we know we're still talking about toys here, right? Yeah, I think we're gonna jump into this. Might as well just start it. Hey Eddie, what's up? How's it going? Hey, thanks Eddie. Yeah, Yoi, the 7-inch page punchers are pretty fantastic. I could easily see that 7-inch line kind of taken off and being kind of the plussed up versions of multiverse, and maybe personally maybe just not have to pick up quite as many of the multiverse, the one, especially the kind of source materials and stuff that I'm not as interested in. All right, here we go, folks. Should I tilt this down so we can see it a little better? You're not gonna be able to see what I'm doing. Nomad, we're gonna move into a new house. We're gonna, yeah. We're gonna try to upgrade. I might we'll see what's going on for a bit. I might take I've been doing freelance stuff basically since pandemic. And well, I've been I'll just tell you, I worked a job that was like for 3 years straight. I was basically on call 24/7. It was a reality TV show, and it paid really well. And I was also extremely busy. Like I said, being on call so much that I saved a lot of the money that I made while I was working on it. So I left that job like right before the pandemic hit, which was so then it was like, well, you know what? I'm gonna be bit of a hermit for a little bit. I'm gonna stay home. I'll take freelance gigs. I'll try to get some of this other stuff that I want to happen, just for my own personal kind of sort of creative / career ambitions or what have you, or just personal goals. So I've been doing that, and then it's afforded me opportunities to be able to do stuff like this channel and stuff like the comic book, and I've made a short film with some friends a while back that has been in getting into festivals, getting into their shorts programs, all over the place. But I might, anyway, long way of saying I might, depending on what happens when we move, what kind of place we find, I might take something a little bit more quote unquote full time, 9 to 5 for a bit. We'll see. But my a lot of people that work in the kind of like career field that I do, they do freelance more often than I was used to. They move from gig to gig a lot more often. I was kind of I had been taking jobs where I could get sort of some long term stability and a steady paycheck, and it was all right for a while. But man, it's just driving me fucking crazy. I just can't do the same thing for too long, I guess. But the house where my girlfriend and I live currently is very inexpensive, or cost of living is just very very low. So we might be looking at an increase in living cost. Combine that with general inflation and all this stupid bullshit. So we'll see. Hey Gavin, what's up? What have I missed? Anything? Oh, Tom, you tried the Mountain Dew Mango. Have you tried the Baja Gold? I really like that. Or at least I did like it a lot at first, and then I got a second bottle of it, and then for some reason it I don't know, it felt that I started detecting like a weird kind of, it was like a BO aftertaste is the only way I can explain it. Gavin, yeah, I don't know if YouTube's gonna make me rich. It certainly isn't now, but it is. It's helping pay for the hobby, which is a fantastic start. And it's just been like, you know, it's been great hanging out with you folks. I've always had a tendency to be kind of a lurker, um, and not do a greater job as like being engaged, with friends I make on the internet, stuff like that. So this has been just a blast for me. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's crazy how just things. I've been working on that comic, then also started doing this channel around the same time, and then just happenstance things have happened where it's like you guys said, oh, you guys were actually interested in that kind of stuff too. So it's just been weird, kind of follow your bliss kind of thing for me, and I don't know, it's been a very nice sort of lesson in going with your gut, and things pay off. Yeah, first name. We're doing a blackwash here on Man Bat, and I'm recording it actually over here because I'm just gonna put out a blackwash tutorial video. Hey, nice. How's it going, Tom? You've been a freelancer as well. Tyler, we did try the Starlight Coke. It was all right, but probably won't pick it up again. We definitely enjoy frivolous, um, limited time candies and sodas in this house. Oh my god, we go insane during Halloween. Whenever the Halloween candy first starts to hit, all the new seasonal. Let's see. Oh, hit it. Yeah, a little bit more about my background. Just a little bit of perspective how this channel all started. I mean, really, the part of the reason this channel started is because my buddy Danny had a toy channel of his own for such a long time, and that was, I saw how cool that was and how much he liked doing that. And then this multiverse line came along, and it was like, oh, I feel like I have things to say about this. This is freaking cool, and there just weren't many people talking about it. It's a brand new thing. There wasn't a bunch of community built up yet. That, and I think it was subconsciously I was seeking some sort of, I think, kind of like self therapy. Frankly, this channel has been very therapeutic in a lot of ways. And where was that train of thought going? Lost my train of thought. I don't have Superwoman yet, man. Target exclusives are the ones I think that I just tend to come up on last usually. My Target by me used to come through pretty strong. Now it's just kind of behind. I guess I should give this more time to dry. So no Superwoman yet, but hopefully soon. Hopefully soon, because I'm ready for some new reviews. It feels like it's been a minute. What is it? My cat's making noise. Tom, I remind you of Alex Hirsch. I'm not sure who that is. I'll have to look it up. I'll look it up in a minute when I have my phone here off this tripod. Yeah. First name. The Target exclusives are actually too exclusive even for Target. Let me see here. I just went to Target the other day, and what did I? Oh, my Targets. They're just now getting Gotham Knights, Robin, and Batgirl, and they do have Clayface. I think. Start dabbing. Let's see how we're doing. I could probably let that go a little bit longer. Let that dry off a little bit more. Yeah, Scott and I, if the rumors are true and we get those, if we get that Arkham City Catwoman, that is going to be a that's a lot of collectors are gonna draw a bath and take that toy to the tub. Let's see what we're doing here. Let's see. Okay, while this is drying, I think we got a few more people in here than we had last time. Anybody that didn't get a little sneak peek, I'm rolling it out again. I got proof copies of my comic, and it friggin' turned out great. It looks so rad. Here's the toy spread. I'm gonna show you that if you haven't seen it. It's freaking awesome. I went with I'm getting these printed through Mixam, which is an on-demand printer, and the quality is superlative. It's turned out really great, and man, I'm over the moon. I cannot wait to launch this Kickstarter. Looking good. What else can I show? Show you some kind of gallery pages, evolution, concept art, process stuff in there. Be pretty rad, gang. Going to be pretty cool. Yo, your target still only has the Suicide Squad. Man, that is way behind. Mangus Fun looks pretty cool. Hang on. It looks the photos kind of looks like ass, but I think it's going to be cooler in person than it looks in the photos. I just have a feeling it's going to be pretty cool in hand. That's just that's my read on it. Yeah, I don't know first name of it. I have heard that WB's cracked down on like sexy ladies, but that Superwoman is all legs. You know what I mean? And if I mean the real the the real question is will be is that Arkham City Catwoman actually going to happen? Because if it does, that'll be our answer, right? Yeah, yeah, Warner Brothers. Well, I mean, I don't know. It's a complicated. There's a lot of reasons why they're a mess. I don't know. I was talking about it with my buddy yesterday or Monday. My friend Wilson, because I took these over to his place and we were going over them. Actually, Wilson, my friend Wilson is the guy that is Drop Shadow here in this photo, and that's Danny, who you know is Galactic Geek. These guys they dressed up. We took photos of them. So we were looking at the comic and stuff, and we're just like, why are Marvel and Warner Brothers not giving away comics at every movie and with every toy? I mean, the page puncher thing that Todd's doing is brilliant. Why would you not be giving away comics? Like the industry overall feels like such a weird, sort of odd thing out, even though it's the basis for their like multi-billion-dollar industries. I realize that's not exactly responding to the exact thought that you brought up, but it's something I've been thinking about lately. How are they not? Why does it just feel like, yeah, this whole sort of industry is this weird thing that nobody gives a shit about. It's allegedly successful. I mean, we know that the industry is kind of failing. It's kind of dying all the time. It's barely hanging on, etc. Well, it's doing well enough that I can walk to 3 freaking comic book shops if I had to right now by me. You know what I mean? They're keeping the lights on. People are going and getting this stuff. They're printing the books, even if I mean, even if the circulation's only 20,000, they're still printing them. People are making enough money to stay alive off of that. Barely, but yeah, right. In Whacker Maker, indie comics are exploding. Indie comics are kind of always going on in some form or another. Whether it's from the 90s sort of black and white indie comic stuff. Manga obviously is now huge. Even well, I mean, between the indie comics of the 90s and the manga explosion of like right now, there was shit like Scott Pilgrim, those as far as like small indie stuff goes. But I mean, I don't know. Kevin Feige's a busy guy. He can't just do everything. But if I were him, I'd be like, give these freaking books away. Give them away at every screening. Give them to every kid that you see on the street. Get these freaking books out there. Entertainment industry has always been political. Yeah, I don't read manga myself either. I just know it's seen a tremendous boom. And I mean, I'm the guy who, like, when I was in high school and shit, if you wanted to see anime, you would have to go to some weird Sam Goody or FYE, and you would spend $30 in the 1990s for 2 episodes of Evangelion on VHS. So it's just always surprising to me to see just the success of anime, manga. I'm pretty sure I say manga wrong every single time. And I mean, it's always going to be an outsider medium. You know what I mean? It's even right now, the world we live in, guys. You compare the world we live in right now to the way it was in the 90s. The nerds won, right? I mean, the culture, the nerds won. The biggest shit in the culture right now is comic books, superheroes, shit like that. Why are these books, which are the basis for the whole freaking machine, treated as this weird, embarrassing, step sibling kind of thing? I don't get it. It does feel like DC Universe is getting quite a big push, even though they keep. That's another thing. Like, they keep pushing DC Universe real big, but while gutting the content that's on it. I started using that app during the pandemic just because it was a nice little. There was a ton of content on it. It was inexpensive. Then they had like daily stuff. They had shows that came out every day. They're kind of just cheesy, fluff, but still, it just felt like the thing was alive and happening. Oh, the trading cards. You know what? I don't keep the trading cards, and I never have, and I keep meaning to be like, oh god, because people are gonna lose their minds when they find out I don't keep the trading cards. I need to start holding them all, holding on to them, giving them to people that do like them, and keep them. Do something with them. So, actually, yeah, I need to start doing something with the cards, huh? Cards, I just generally I don't make space for them. I think I keep forgetting to roll on this. Yeah, Cowboy Bebop. Hey, Greg, what's up? How's it going, man? Oh yeah, Ryan, I'm stoked for that new season of Harley Quinn. Yeah, that show's pretty. That show's good. Well, yeah, and that was a show that used to be on DC Universe. Oh, D Sniper. I think anime is already mainstream. Relatively. I mean, yeah, there could certainly there's certainly miles to go as far as the penetration of the audience, but yeah, I think it's pretty. If it's not mainstream, it's right on the precipice. I'm not a Transformers collector. Can't change my name. I do love them. Love the ingenuity of the Transformers toys. Always have. I just never have been. Just wasn't what I was getting when I was a kid. I wasn't into Transformers. I wasn't into He-Man, Masters of the Universe. That wasn't quite my thing. I was in the sort of Ghostbusters, Ninja Turtles sort of realm. Oh, Tyler, yeah, I was thinking about checking out that Superman show. There's a bunch of the DC shows that I never really get into those kinds of shows, but I still kind of want to check them out just for curiosity's sake. Miss Marvel is fantastic. I've been saying for months on here that the Disney Plus stuff just keeps losing me, and I can't get excited or enthusiastic. Miss Marvel is great. Miss Marvel did that thing that I really love, and I think they did this in Batman Begins as well, where it takes a really long time for the like superhero stuff to kick in, and you get so invested with the characters and what's going on with that stuff that when the superhero stuff kicks in, you're almost disappointed. You're like, oh wow, I forgot kind of what show I was watching. Um, so it's maybe some of that early stuff maybe it was kind of a fluke. I know Falcon and Winter Soldier got kind of screwed over by the pandemic as far as the how they made that show. So I'll give that one a pass for feeling just a little small, a little cheap, kind of just as far as the level of kind of cinematic storytelling, production design, all those things. That freaking Falcon and Winter Soldier. It felt like this whole freaking show took place in the same empty warehouse over and over again. Every episode, same empty warehouse. Um, yeah, so maybe they're back in the groove. That needs more time. Puppyplex TMNT came when you were phasing out. That was Yeah, so I think TMNT was basically when I was first getting old enough to really play for with figs, in a really heavy way. Yo, Whacker, HBO Watchmen is fire. It's fucking great. Yeah, they really captured. I think that I like the Zack Snyder Watchmen movie. It's obviously extremely faithful. Slavishly faithful. Maybe if anything, it's maybe too faithful. It could have stood to take its own chances more. HBO Watchmen feels like they really dialed in to just kind of maybe not the exact maybe not the headspace where Alan Moore was, but Alan Moore's sort of tradition of drawing um, inspiration from things, sort of twisting thoughts and drilling in on things. I don't. I'm struggling even to really kind of articulate what quality I'm trying to describe about because obviously the um, with the content, the subject matter, it's not exactly a continuation of Alan Moore's Watchmen. It's obviously laser focused in on topics that are well, I say that are timely, but they're not really. This shit's been going on for fucking ever. But you know what I mean? Where it's not he wasn't just saying like, oh, this is where Sally Jupiter has been this whole time. It's just trying to kind of be like, yeah, that happened. We have some different ideas. Well, we just want to try to explore them in this same way that Alan Moore did. The Boys is fucking great, guys. The Boys is excellent. Boys is probably the best show on TV right now. It's also got to be one of the best examples of improving the source material when adapting it. Yeah, The Boys is 10 out of 10. Oh yeah, we've gotten a little too heavy. D Sniper saying The Boys is the best thing since Breaking Bad. Yeah, it's a good ass show, man. It's a good ass show. Greg, you thought I'd hate The Boys? Oh, I love The Boys, man. Yeah, it's mean. It's mean as hell. Frankly, I think it's less. Yeah, it's less mean than the comic book. The comic was, I don't know. Comic was Garth Ennis, right? Hey, Empire, what's up? Garth Ennis is kind of whatever to me. Might have let this get a little too dry. Hey, Clutch, what's up? Welcome back. Oh yeah, Tyler, I keep meaning to watch the Preacher show because that's what everybody's been saying, that there was a big improvement over the book, which was like another great concept, good collaborative team. Just I don't know the it's Garth Ennis's work. It's that stuff, just great stuff conceptually, and then you read it, and it's almost like it feels like less than the sum of its parts. You know what I mean? It's a tricky thing, man. Those dark nihilistic sort of story setups. They have great catchy, hooks that get people's sort of attention and captures their imagination. But it's a tricky thing to actually make your story good and retain all of that nihilism at the same time. It's tough, man. It's hard to make it a satisfying experience for the viewer, for the reader, for the audience. To just constantly be making the worst, nastiest, meanest shit ever happen, and then you got to go somewhere. So what's tricky here is this guy's brown to begin with, so it's like I'm not going to be able to see it. I can see it on his pants, but it's not going to show up on his skin until it's like dried and sealed and has a minute to sit. Oh, I forgot Thor was coming out so soon until yesterday. We just got our tickets so we're going to Thor next Thursday. I can't wait. Let's see how we're doing here. What do we think? Is this making a? It's hard to see exactly the results right now, but oh yeah, D Sniper, you got that hammer prop, the reassembled Mjolnir. That looks rad. Does that thing? Hey, D Sniper, does that does it like light up? Does it make sounds and stuff, or what's that? What's that all about? Like, does it glow in the cracks? That would be rad. So probably need one more pass. Hey, Desiro, how's it going? Yeah, Eddie, I was gonna do Croc, but then I went with Man-Bat because some of the scales are so craggy, and I've never done anything like with details quite that deep. So I went with Man-Bat first. Tom Tom's asking if there's any Marvel Legends figures that have me intrigued. You know, Tom, there are a ton of Marvel Legends that always, when I first see them, I am very intrigued. Sometimes more than intrigued. I'm like, man, I really want to get that. And then it just seems like without fail, every time I see him in person, and it's just like, no, I'm not gonna get it, especially now, $30. Pretty deep into the 7-inch scale now, so that's also, a factor. Um, so yeah, and I don't like I've kind of said before, the the level of like all in I am on this multiverse line is uncommon for me. I don't tend to go this hard on collecting toys. I've just really been blown away with what Todd's doing. It's a combination of it's kind of just perfect storm, which is the license that includes Batman, which is one of my favorite things on planet Earth, and the scale, the sculpts, the articulation range that the figures do have. Um, Actually, in my opinion, are just about that perfect sweet spot for me, my taste of wanting to be able to play with the figure, but also have the sculpt retained in there and not be the homogenous sort of import style approach to articulation and tooling and that. So this was just kind of a perfect storm, and then combine this with also these started hitting like during the pandemic when I was kind of in the very we were all there. We were all just kind of like, yeah, going back to kind of the stuff that we maybe loved way back in the day, or the stuff that we hobbies that we hadn't quite had time to get as involved with, things like that. You know what I mean, right? So I've always been a collector and a toy enthusiast, always, but um, but it wasn't like one of my sort of main focused hobbies the way it has become now since starting this channel. But it's been a blast. My collecting was all over the place, not particularly focused, and I liked being freed up and be able to be like, oh, I like this Metal Gear figure and it's kind of anime looking. It's a weird brand. I've never bought one before, but I'll pick that up. I like doing those little weird oddball sort of collections, like Two-Face. I'm just collecting everything I find that has Two-Face on it. My Metal Gear collection is kind of similar. I just if anything's tickles my fancy and it's not absurdly expensive, add that to the collection, and I like having that sort of all shapes and sizes, I guess, collections. And stuff that is like Legends or imports that are 6-inch scale. For me personally, they don't quite dazzle me much when they're on a shelf like this. Just a sea of figures that are all 6 inches, and they're just kind of standing shoulder to shoulder. I mean, awesome, absolutely, hell yeah. But for me personally, I don't need that. I I worked this job for a while where I was working for a marketing company, and when I started working there, I was just out of college. Actually, I didn't finish college. I interned at this place, and as soon as my internship was over, they were like, "We want you to work there for us full time." we'll pay you, we'll pay you grown up dollars. And I was like, oh hell yeah, that's why I went to college in the first place. Why the hell would I, keep paying for classes when I could just start working in my career field? But anyway, it's a marketing company. It's one of those cool, trendy, hip places. And I start bringing in my toys and shit, which would be, something like that Metal Gear mech right up there, very cool. Maybe some imports, and I brought in a couple Hot Toys, and all of a sudden it became like it was an arms race. It was like a one up. Everybody's desk. We were all trying to one up each other. This other guy brought his Hot Toys. He had some Hot Toys that he brought in, and we were all just like, it totally like became this like competitive like ongoing thing of people like pimping out their workspace more and more with cool tchotchkes and shit. Um, so um, yeah, that was the but that experience and that kind of I don't know. I think about that a lot when I'm just thinking about what toys do I want to pick up, and like would this blow somebody's mind if I put this on my desk at work? And just as far as that rubric, that grading rubric, legends don't do it. I don't think I'm going to bring in some legends to work and win the cool workspace, for the day. You got to bring in something with a little bit more scale, a little bit more detail, a little bit more like holy shit. That's kind of my sort of um, I don't know. I get that's just part of my headspace of it all. So yeah, I mean, I love toys. I love Marvel comics. I love all kinds of different sources, movies, TV shows, comics, things like that. Toys and toys from all across that spectrum. It's just more that whole it's that holy shit thing. Like the freaking the death metal bat cycle with the Grim Reaper Batman, with the scythe and the trench coat. That's the kind of thing that I think I'm like, yes, this is gonna make somebody shit when I put this on my desk at work. Um, yeah, Hot Toys are wallet destroyers. I do not go. I have two Hot Toys. One of them I paid less than $100 for, and the other one what I won in a contest. It was like a $300 die-cast, a partially die-cast RoboCop Hot Toy, and they're freaking awesome. And I'm gonna have a really hard time not picking up the Dead Strange Hot Toy, but it's not worth it for me. It's not worth. I mean, I got some money to play with. We're not gonna have kids and stuff. That's our prerogative. Is we have things we want to do in our lives. So maybe you have a little bit more of discretionary income, I guess, maybe than. But I'm not loaded, guys. I'm not balling that hard. So like I said earlier, been living on some savings a bit while I'm not while the income is kind of not as consistent, freelance and stuff. But like I said, I've said this before. Hot Toys imports. You're spending $60, $100 every time, and you kind of keep getting the same little dinky guy. You know how much money it would take to fill up one of these shelves, one of these, with Mezcos. It's not worth it. It's not worth it for me. These are $20 a piece. Some of them are stinkers. Doesn't matter. Most of them are just fun to play with. At least take a look at them. That's just kind of my perspective, guys. Yeah, Whacker. Recession incoming. Recession's here, bro. Man, it's just, we're folks are hurting, you know. Give me 1 second. um, yeah, it's gonna be a oof, tough times incoming, folks. I hope you guys are able to avoid the worst of it. I hope your toy budgets remain as unaffected as possible. That is my hope for everyone, including myself. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with the Kickstarter. I'm pretty optimistic. I'm hoping. Um, so the Kickstarter, I did the math. The Kickstarter goal is going to be $2,000, which I think is a pretty low goal. It will be funded if 200 people back the physical copy tier. That's pretty small. In my opinion, I think that's a fairly small, reasonable number. I hope. I'll be completely honest. I hope we hit 3,000. That's my goal. In the back of my head, that if we have that would be just a dynamite, tremendous success in my mind. And that goal is made. Pretty much most of that, beyond like the fees and stuff, is going to just printing the books, because I already made the books. My friends and we already put the work in. I put well over 1,000 hours into it. I would love to do a second issue, but without having some sort of kind of budgetary incentive to prioritize that project, it would take quite a long time. So my hope is, if this first one's successful and it's successful enough, and then everything goes smoothly and getting everybody's rewards to them, all that, my hope would be, like, in a few months, try to do another one, but this time the comic wouldn't be created already, and therefore the goal would have to be considerably higher, basically, for me to be able to, like, take those kind of potential billable hours off of my schedule and put toward the book. So that will be the biggest, an even larger stretch. We'll see what happens with this one. You know what I mean? I don't know. I really don't know what to expect. We might hit the goal on launch day in an hour, maybe. We might limp along and not cross the finish line until almost all the very end of the campaign. Really have no idea. I really have no idea. It's going to be very interesting. If it's not successful, it's not going to be the end of the world. There will be lessons to learn, and there will be, it's not going to, if for some reason it's not successful, I'm not going to just suddenly be like, yeah, it's because this stupid thing I made is a piece of shit and nobody likes it. No, I feel great about it. I feel freaking awesome about how it turned out. I wouldn't even be doing the Kickstarter if I didn't also just kind of happen to have fallen into this having an audience, of friends like you all who are saying, "Oh, that looks great. That looks awesome." So, um, I'm excited to kind of I feel like I have a good enough reason to um, try it at all. You know what I mean? Like if it wasn't for you folks, I wouldn't be. Well, I don't think I'd be even launching that Kickstarter. You know what I mean? Because beyond this channel, I don't exactly have that kind of focused audience. You know, my friends would be like, "Oh, that looks cool. Yeah, I'll help you out," but it's not gonna. I'm not gonna bank on those people also just happening to have my just friends in real life also happening to have an interest in a comic book about graphic design. Empire, the physical book is gonna be $10 plus shipping. It's a little higher than I'd like it to be, but it's a small print run, and then Kickstarter's got to take their pound of flesh too. This is last time we were talking about this last week, and some folks asked about international shipping, and I got an answer, and it is grim. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe. I cannot believe international shipping to send a large envelope, a mailer flat, the padded little thing, pretty much anywhere is more than $30. To Canada, to send a mailer envelope, it's more than $30. To send it to Mexico, it's more than $30. And those are the places you could get by ground. Oh my God. The I changed the Kickstarter and made international shipping an option, but the shipping is $30, and I'm eating some of that cost. I'm gonna I'll probably take a hit on most of the international uh, orders, and I'm not saying that like poor me. I'm saying like I'm pissed, man. Uh, it sucks. Like it's embarrassing. I gotta. The book's $10, and I gotta tell people they gotta pay $30 on top of that to get it to them. So um, it, international folks, there's also a digital tier, $5 for PDF of the whole book. Yes, I can't believe it. $30. $30. That's it. You could get a Joker dragon. You get a Joker dragon. I don't have the head. I took the head off, but this is $30. This is awesome. This is a piece of plastic. Oh man. 15 is reasonable. It's expensive, but 12, $15. Maybe and like yeah, and I don't think you don't have the option of like media mail. Yeah, dude, people are I don't know. I think people are gonna start losing their minds, guys. Like this is not a tenable situation to have to pay what 5, 6, $7 a gallon for gas for how long until question marks. People are gonna lose their minds, guys. It's not good. Not good. $30. $30. Oh, Scott Knight. No, we didn't do the Hall of Fame. Let's see who's in here right now. Say what's up if you're in here. I got a bunch of. Oh wait, yeah. Everybody, say hey. Say what's up. I know who it's gonna be. I think because I got a bunch of these made already. A bunch of these already have some of y'all's name on them. Yo, Clayton and Maverick. I don't know if I said what's up to you guys earlier. All right. Man, every time we do this, and I'm seeing who all is hanging out, I'm like, how do I not have you guys? It's just one of those things, you know. The Rogues Gallery, we chip away at it, one name at a time, right? All right. It is gonna be the great Yoi5. Is it Yo or Yoi? How do I say it? Yoi's in here all the time, hanging out. Been hanging out during these streams and stuff for as long as I can remember. I'm pretty sure you were here on the very first one. But yeah, let's hear in the comments for Yoi. Always getting that conversation going. Hey, Prodigy. Hadn't seen you in here either. I'm going to let this guy sit for a while. Or should I just go ahead and put a second coat on? Yeah, let's just do one more coat, right? Might as well. Yep, Gavin, your time will come. Don't worry, folks. Lots of names in this room right now that still are owed their moment, and you'll get it. Oh, Whacker, yeah, I know you want me to add the pinky flesh to the wings. That's gonna be that'll have to come later. I'm not quite where I'm laying paint on some of these guys quite yet, but yeah, I'll get there. So, you know, I'm working on this blackwash tutorial video. I posed that posing video, and this is gonna kind of come back around to what we were talking about earlier, or what I was kind of giving you a little bit of my background, kind of my career field and like things like that, where my background is like video, right? Video editing, you know, filming, but especially the post production stuff, editing, um, motion graphics, animation, things like that. So I just kind of happen to have this is kind of an additional thing in the weird confluence of situational details that resulted in me having a toy channel For example, like I said, my buddy Danny had one for years and years, and I saw how much he liked it, and that that partially inspired it. But another big factor is the fact that I work in video, and therefore I can edit videos very quickly. And like, I mean, generally I do this when I do this stuff for a living. The videos that they make have a bit more polish than than the videos I put out on this channel. And that's kind of just a weird sort of like if the videos took longer to make, if I couldn't just kind of sit down and half an hour, 45 minutes record the review, another hour editing it and making a thumbnail for the YouTube post. If it took more of my time than that, it's very unlikely that I would make the channel. Because I love doing it. It's just as matter of, it would become work very, very quickly to me, and I wouldn't be kind of enjoying it as much. So anyway, I'm saying that because every time I do a video like the pose, even the posing video, which that one's very straightforward, but anytime I do a custom video where I have to pick up the camera and record and stop rolling and then move the camera, wait an hour, start recording again. Every time I have to do something like that, I'm just like, I hate this. I hate doing this. And then, but then by the end of it, the video, it ends up being some like the posing video, and I'm like, oh, you know what? I like this video. I like being able to just kind of talk about whatever, not be reacting to a piece of plastic or whatever, and get to share a little bit of my whatever artistic insight or what have you. So it's just an ongoing kind of I guess roller coaster of like emotions attached to making the content. Bane Megafig. Yeah, can we get that Nightfall Bane? That's what we need. Oh, Whacker, dude, the Barbie set pics look out of sight, dude. Count me in, man. I love that shit. Love that shit. My girlfriend, she's a makeup artist, and she has this she's an ironic basic bitch kind of. Like when I first met her, she was like bleach blonde, which was not, and it was and not my type when we first met. But anyway, yeah, she loves Barbie shit, colorful shit. She's a makeup artist. She loves all that fun makeups stuff. It's not that different from toy collecting, honestly. They package up these cool color palettes in these rad ass boxes and shit. And then my girlfriend loves drag queens. And she loves Trixie Mattel, who she's named after Mattel, like toys. She has a toy collection. She posts like YouTube videos where she uses old like Easy Bake ovens and stuff like that. So it's just between the makeup, then that specific like drag queen fixation with toys and hobby type stuff. I've like been looking at this stuff through a new kind of like eyes lately, and just been like, man, every hobby is the exact same. Like the details are different. We're playing with plastic, she's playing with makeup or whatever. The behaviors are all the same. Anyway, that's a long roundabout way of getting to. I think the Barbie set pics look awesome. I think people that collect like Barbie stuff, the shit's kind of rad. It's kind of cool. Like I mean, girls' toys are cool. frankly, I understand why they like them. Like I'm not, I'm not collecting Barbies myself, but I people get into them. They have this enthusiasm about it. I see it. I see where it comes from. I get it. You know what I mean? Yeah, Ian, Drag Race is the shit, man. It's cool. Oh yeah, yeah, Katya. I like Katya more than Trixie Mattel personally. Um, no, it's cool, man. The creativity is it's rad. Drag Race is like watching Project Runway, kind of, except the designer wears the shit at the end, kind of, that they made. Yeah, Puppyplex. I bet there will be a Barbie toy boom for sure. Peace out, Empire. Tyler, you're saying drag queens are gnarly. I wish I had that much self confidence. Yeah, yeah, me too, man. They really they get out there and get it done. They're doing the Lord's work. I've been first name the Jurassic Park stuff has been pretty cool lately. I personally, I mean, I'm sure it's frustrating for people that actually collect it, and this is easy for me to say because I don't actually buy them. I think them doubling down on the 4-inch line is the right choice. The 6-inch figures, they're kind of cool. You know, it's kind of cool to have a Malcolm and a Grant and whatever in 6-inch. They kind of look like shit, and the scale is terrible for any dinosaur other than a Velociraptor. And JP, I mean, I had a lot of JP toys back in the day, and it was all about, it's about the dinos, the playsets, the vehicles. Like, yeah, you want the human characters and stuff for the situations, but really it's all about that other stuff. And I think the 4-inch scale is just better overall for that universe. I mean, it's dumb. I think it's dumb that they just got rid of the 6-inch entirely because so many people are 6-inch and they want those. But the fact that they're continuing to be enthusiastic about the 4-inch, I love 4-inch toy lines. I think they're dynamite. I think it's a shame that Todd is doing those page punchers in 3-inch. They're just too dinky and small for. Yeah, Whacker Maker, you welcome the Hammond collection. Let me. You know what? Because I was thinking about this with all those superpowers. Let me pull some stuff out here. If I have what I think I have. Okay. Let me make sure my hands are clean here. Not gonna. So, I'm not a huge scale. Like I tend to not complain much about scale, and I think this is why. let me just show you the world that I come from. This is the world that I come from. Put this down here a little bit. Which is, you're a kid, the year 1991 or so. This is what you have to work with scale. This is all over the place. Scale, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, this is just, hey, peace out, Nuber. Good to see you, man. This is where I'm coming from. This is what I had to work with, guys. Shit like this, all over the place. It is what it is. And I'm not saying that to like make excuses. I'm just saying like, yeah, I know. I've been there. I've had the problems. It is what it is. These are some of my favorites. The fright features, Ghostbusters. This Egon's hard to find with that tie intact. These are so good. These right here, probably my two favorite Ghostbusters figs. Fright features. Whoa. Get these Tetris back in this box just right now. Alexander, how's it going? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. My cat's going crazy. Do you hear her? Putting these back. Back to the archives. Tyler, I didn't keep all my old toys, man. I got a few here and there, but got rid of most of them, man. Some good stuff, but man, you know, when I think about some of the stuff that I know I had back when and what it's worth now, I had the Technodrome, I had the Mutant Module from Ninja Turtles. Shit's worth a fortune now. I played with that shit though, man. The stickers were torn, and missing, and the pieces were all broken, and I mean, I played with them. I put them through some paces, you know. So it is what it is. And you know what? Actually, now we're talking about old kind of vintage stuff that we had when we were kids. If I wasn't buying these McFarlane toys, say for example, just tomorrow, Todd stopped making them, but I still wanted to spend the same amount of money on toys, I would probably go find stuff that I used to have. You know, find good deals on things that I knew I had on. You know, find the stuff on eBay. Find the Ghostbusters Firehouse. Get the bat wing and the Batmobile that came with that Batcave, the Toy Biz. That's probably the direction I would go, because a lot of some of them are exorbitantly expensive and hard to find complete now, but a lot of them are less than $20 shipped for an old Playmates Ninja Turtle figure complete. It's not terrible. Yeah, Tyler, I had Ninja Turtles was probably the most extensive collection I had. Up until probably the Kenner Power of the Force. Black Mantle, your cousin had the sharks. I had one street shark, the main one, the great white, and I had this was a this one's even dumber. Let's look these up, because these figs were kind of cool. in that Ninja Turtles era, which then also became the Sonic the Hedgehog era as well. The cartoon mascot with an attitude days of properties. But Street Sharks obviously were a ripoff of Ninja Turtles, anthropomorphic animals. Another great ripoff of Ninja Turtles was Biker Mice from Mars. That one was great. That was cool as hell. The characters were awesome. The motorcycles were awesome. One of them looked like Akira. The red motorcycle, Kaneda's motorcycle. But one of the other unfortunate Ninja Turtles ripoffs was this. Hang on. It was called the Wild West Cowboys of Moo Mesa. Cowboys, they're cows, cowboys. Anyway, they made figs of this dumbass show, and I had one of them, and let's find them. And I hate when the Google image search takes you to freaking Pinterest and it's not actually a high quality photo. Here's some of them. The sculpts are kind of cool. They had these. They had holsters for the guns. They had some. They had some rad looking character designs. This era of toys was a pretty good one, man. Stuff like Earthworm Jim was a great short lived toy line. This is the guy. What was his name? Moo Montana was the character's name. Look at that. He comes with a couple guns. Oh, Tyler, I never had any of the Mummies Alive toys, but those look so cool. I see them in old shops all the time. And they have the play features are so fun when they pop open and it's like snakes inside or whatever, shit like that. Bob from Ontario, what was my favorite playset? My favorite playset was probably the Ghostbusters Firehouse. Here, this is a weird phenomenon, guys. This is okay. This is a real tangent. Remind me, because I'm gonna probably lose track of what I'm talking about. Remind me in a moment that I'm talking about the Ghostbusters Firehouse, in case I forget. So, during the dark days of Star Wars, after Return of the Jedi and before the prequels. Nothing. No new Star Wars, nothing. You would have little publications like Bantha Tracks magazine, which kind of evolved into Star Wars Insider magazine, which was like a quarterly magazine. Anthony Daniels wrote a column every issue. It would have a few pages of kind of catalog stuff, very high end. Replica lightsabers, replica Yoda maquettes. Yeah, Wackermaker just and they had the books, the extended universe books. Well, the Kenner Power of the Force line came out and it was huge. It was huge, guys. It was massive. The people in those days that were beating the shit out of each other in Toys R Us were the guys looking for the chase figures in Power of the Force. Hey, good to see you, first name. But anyway, they decided to do this huge event, this multimedia event called Shadows of the Empire, and it was the story of what happened in between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, which is they're trying to find Han Solo. Luke's still training to be a Jedi, etc. And the story was, there was a novel, there was a Nintendo 64 video game, there was a comic series, and there's some other shit. So, as best as I can recall, Coruscant, the planet, I think may have been invented for Shadows of the Empire, or at least it had maybe been referenced in some of the extended universe novels, but it became really, it took on more sort of character, that planet in Shadows of the Empire. It was a main sort of location. And these painters that do a lot of fantasy and sci-fi painting, I think it's Greg and Tim Hildebrandt brothers, they created artwork for trading cards. They created a lot of paintings for Shadows of the Empire that heavily featured Coruscant. And like I said, this is before the prequels existed. This is all, you're just, if there's any new Star Wars stuff coming out, it's at a drip feed and there's no internet, barely any internet. It's just not, the world is just different. Information about hobbies and things, they were harder to get. So anyway, what I'm getting at is Shadows of the Empire was the shit. It was the jam. It was huge, at least in my universe. It was new Star Wars stuff for the first time, and it was cool. Like Boba Fett was in it. The new Dash Rendar was like a cool kind of new Han Solo type character, and he had a cool ship that looked just like the Millennium Falcon. So anyway, I would play with the Shadows of the Empire toys and what I would do is I would take my I need photo reference. Hang on. Let's pull this up. I got to show you a few different things. So let's see. So I would see these images. Come on, help me out. See if we can find there's one exact one. Yes. So this painting, this painting of Coruscant. This is one of the first glimpses that we've got to see of this like whole city planet in the Star Wars universe. It's never been in a movie. There weren't maybe the special editions were just about to come out. I don't think they were even out yet. So we've never seen this before, right? So I would take my Ghostbusters firehouse, which it was a multi-level, building like that. That is what it looked like from the side. And I would take the Jurassic Park command compound playset. This JP playset right here, it had this like rotunda thing as kind of the centerpiece. I would take that round thing and I put it on top of the fire tower. So it would look like this weird alien skyscraper thing, and that was my like Coruscant playset, and Darth Vader would be hanging out, in the penthouse, and Luke would have to like fight up the floors of the building, that. So that was my. That's a lot of backstory, but that's very. If you can to paint a picture of the scope of the adventures I was crafting with my toys. But man, if anybody remembers those days, Shadows of the Empire, the dark days of no Star Wars, no new Star Wars for. And then now, now today we have everything. Now today, Boba Fett has his own TV show, and I kind of wish he didn't. It's funny, but an important lesson in maybe not getting what you think you want. When I was a kid, I would have killed for a Boba Fett TV show. Now I have one, and I would, I'd rather watch something else. Maverick, you did similar things. Oh yeah, Fisher Price castles. Those things are rad. I think. Like sometimes you would kind of maybe you're at your buddy's house, and they got a little brother, or maybe you're like, I don't know, like a playroom at like church or something like that, where we would have or at your aunts and uncles, your grandmas, there would be this weird amalgam of kind of toys and play sets that we weren't even sure where they came from, but you could piece them together and make something kind of cool, Yeah, Black Mantle. Yeah, I mean, hey, well, Black Mantle's saying that Boba Fett is the greatest failure of all time. Dude died in a slapstick fashion and is somehow a legend. Um, it's true, and I think really because it's hard to remember how, like if you weren't there when it happened, or it's even if you're a few years away from something, like we all kind of forget now that like Iron Man was not a uh, household name before the movie, right? He was not like an A-list character. Um, so you lose track of like how Boba Fett showed up as this like basically extended universe before even Empire Strikes Back was out. You know what I mean? He showed up in a cartoon. He showed up as this mail away toy. There was all kinds of mystery about him. So people have been laying their own, kind of mythic backstories onto Boba Fett before the original trilogy was even done. And then George Lucas, because he's a friggin' troll, killed him super abruptly in Return of the Jedi. And then I don't know. I think making Django Fett prominent in the uh, making Boba Fett's dad the no, dumb, stupid. That's another funny thing of like just the way this is. I guess this is me being old now because when the prequels first came out and they were widely, widely hated, absolutely despised, and everyone said George Lucas ruined my childhood and blah 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 blah. And now later, a few years later, and kids today have grown up with the prequels more than they have the original trilogy, and they love the prequels, and that is their Star Wars. And now we're saying, oh my God, this what fresh new hell has Disney unleashed on it? Um, as if it's some brand new echelon of suckage. It's not. It's not. The movies have been getting butt fucked since the special editions, you know. And I'll tell you what, I was there in 1997 when the special editions first came out, and we gobbled it up. We loved that new Jabba scene in New Hope, and we're like, yes, the CG looks so cool. Yeah. All right, yeah, Black Mantle, great question. Was Star Wars ever good? Ever good? Was Star Wars ever good? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it was. It also wasn't. I mean, truth be told, George Lucas's original script and stuff, and even his original probably cut of the original Star Wars, was dog shit. The thing was nurtured into being good by a lot of creative people, and because it was afforded just an extended amount of time to be made good. And if it wasn't for the music and the special effects, honestly, the 1977 special effects, that movie probably would have disappeared, or it would be something more similar to like Logan's Run, where it's like, yes, that's an old classic from the 70s, but you watch it now and it's kind of quaint. Um, so D Sniper will never get movies like RoboCop or remakes like John Carpenter's The Thing anymore. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, hey, Paul Verhoeven's still out there making movies. Cronenberg's still making movies and shit. There's hope. I mean, the real problem is there's just not any like medium, small scale movies. That's every studio needs every movie to be a huge blockbuster 4 quadrant hit. They used to, yo, Marky, what's up? They used to make movies for $2 million, and if it made 10, great. And they got real goddamn artists to make the movies and shit. Now it's commerce, and I like commerce. Hey, I like commercial shit. I like superheroes and blockbuster movies and CG and all that shit. I'm just saying, the uh, the industry at large, the culture at large, the medium at large. Yeah, we got A24. A24 is good. Hey, Maverick, good to see you. Yeah, it's a good one too because they really take chances and they do some wacky shit, man. Yeah, Yoy, Basket Case, Frank Henenlotter. Have you seen I Basket Case? The Basket Case movies are good, but my favorite Henenlotter is Frankenhooker. My buddy and I was just talking about him earlier, Wilson. Actually, we've been kind of trying to figure out this like this low budget feature concept, like something, if we could make it, if we got maybe, $600,000, if we were able to kind of um, maybe get some meetings with some people that had some dollars to throw around. But this feature idea is like it's like it would be like Indiana Jones meets like if the guy from Ancient Aliens, like that wacky guy with the hair that you see in all the memes, if he was like a wannabe Indiana Jones kind of guy, and um, so it's like Indiana Jones meets Evil Dead, and the guy would be like sort of like a folklore professor, and kind of a yeah. He would be trying. His reputation is suffering because of his sensational antics of buying into all these wacky conspiracies. But then, of course, something real supernatural happens. So that's kind of like the we're trying to figure that out, and then see if if we could make some calls to some people that have bigger Rolodex than us, have access to people with big dollars to spend, maybe not huge, but so yeah, I want to make a just like low budget gore movie, um that's what I want. Well, anyway, folks, I think it's time to wrap it up. Any final remarks? I'll let this guy dry, and then I'll seal him, and then I'll do a 360 video, so we'll have a before and after. I think he's going to be looking a lot better, though. I think it looks better already, even in this bad lighting and low resolution stream. You can see it more niche already. Oh yeah. Oh, yep, good advice here. Ian says you're still hoping you can become an actor someday, and you always say never too late. It's true, guys. Never too late. I'm gonna be 38 in October. I just made a comic book, first time in my life, and it took 2 years of like on and off, like chipping away at this project. The And here we are. We're sitting here on this talking via this channel that now has 6,000 subscribers. A year ago, it had like 1,000 subscribers, maybe. But so like this stuff just doesn't happen overnight. You got to start chipping away at this stuff. You know what I mean? Nomad, you're gonna be 50. Yeah, never too late. Yeah, I'm open to I'm doing new shit in my life for the first time at 50, man. That's what keeps this whole thing worth sticking around for, frankly. Do new things, push yourself, go outside your comfort zone, follow your gut, man. I got to tell you, this channel, folks, living proof in my life, as far as just like the reason I started this channel when I did is a different reason than why I'm doing it still now, because things just change, and you embrace the change, embrace the weird, keep doing keep doing what you think you're meant to be doing the best you can. Clayton, your birthday is 24th of October. Mine's the 18th. Oh, appreciate the kind words, guys. I'm glad you all like hanging out here, because I really like hanging out with you guys. Keep me going, Yeah, I hope you guys are inspired by this channel, because I'm inspired by you folks as well. Like I say, I'm lurking. I'm watching the groups. I'm watching the wait, Scott Night. Yours is October 19th. Is that for real? Did we know that already? I can't remember. We talked about that. Oh, everybody's in October. Alexander's the 27th. But yeah, like I said, I'm lurking. I'm getting my inspiration from other people too, folks. So take it, give it uh give it back to other folks. Do the best you can, you know. All right, gang. This has been fantastic. Let's see. I got my weekend got busy, so we didn't do the game stream because basically we were like we're gonna move. We're gonna move in the next couple months. We're gonna move. So we just started kind of like grabbing the quickest, easy stuff and just being like, we're gonna move some of this to storage. We're gonna start looking at places. Let's just take some action. So that was oh hell yeah, Sky Night October birthday live stream sounds great. So I didn't do a game stream last weekend. I definitely owe you guys at least one between now and next week. But a week from today, the Kickstarter is launching. So I can't remember what time of day. Probably noon Eastern is going to launch. I'll have a video on the channel for that. But then that day, that afternoon, like right after that launches, I'll start a live stream and we'll hang out all damn day. We will look at this thing in a little bit closer detail, as much as we can without just. I don't want to show you every page. I want you to be able to get it in the mail and be like, oh shit. But we'll have some fun. We'll talk about this. I'm really stoked about the Kickstarter, guys. It's all. I mean, the comic. That's all I want to think about and talk about. Trying to keep it on the topic of toys for a little while because then once that thing launches, I will be talking about it a lot for like a month. So, all right, gang. Appreciate you all. Great to see you. Talk to you very soon. More fun stuff to come. Peace out. End. It's not ending, guys. It's not ending. I tried to say peace out. It's not ending. This is embarrassing. Good night. Bye. Peace out, please.